forecast first on KOLR 10 News, Ozarks First.
We have a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of our area, including counties like Texas, Howell, Shannon, Oregon, mainly in south central Missouri and north central Arkansas. That will last until 10 o'clock tonight. Any storms that do become strong to severe, the main threat with that will be large hail up to golf ball size hail and damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour through the rest of today. And even into tonight, we will have this slight risk for severe weather, including parts of Springfield and counties again in north central Arkansas in that enhanced risk. I will time all of that out for you with more details coming up in just a little bit. KOLR 10 News at 6 starts now.
Now, from Ozarks First, you're watching KOLR 10 News at 6.
We have a report of a duck that has sank completely. They have lost sight of it.
Anybody that can read me, I need a rope on the bow.
We actually saw one woman hanging on to the paddle of the bell, and she was holding on for dear life.
A fun family outing turns tragic as a Ride the Ducks boat sinks on Table Rock Lake. The youngest victim was only 1 year old. The eyes of the nation are on the Ozarks tonight as families mourn those lost in this terrifying incident. This is the very latest information we have to share with you right now. Everyone who was on the Ride the Ducks boat that went down is accounted for. 17 people died. 2 people are still in the hospital in critical condition. We expect the list of victims' names to be released at any time. The office of Missouri Governor Mike Parson confirms that 9 of the people who died were members of the same family. Highway Patrol divers have found the boat about 80 feet down. They are getting it out of the water today. We have new information about the victims taken to the hospital last night. 7 people were taken to Cox Hospital in Branson. 1 of them declined treatment. So out of the 6 survivors still in treatment, 3 are adults and 3 are under the age of 18. 2 of the survivors are in critical care after being very close to drowning last night. The other 4 suffered more minor injuries. And we begin our team coverage tonight with one of those victims who was critically hurt in this accident. Tia Coleman was a member of the family that lost 9 members last night. That family called our newsroom hoping to share their story. Our Frances Lynn spoke with Coleman, who is mourning the loss of her family tonight while she recovers. Frances joins us live at Cox Hospital in Branson.
Yeah, Heather, so I just spoke to Tia, and one of the things that she told me was that there were life jackets on board, but then when the wind hit and the boat started rocking, the captain told everyone that they don't need life jackets. So nobody was wearing life jackets at the time of the incident. And Tia also told me a little bit about her experience during the accident. Take a look.
I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear screams. It felt like I was out there on my own. And I was yelling and I was screaming. And finally I said, Lord, just let me die. Let me die. I said, I can't keep drowning. I just can't keep drowning, because that's how I felt. And then I just let go and I started floating. And I was floating up to the top. I felt the water temperature raise to warm. And as I felt the water temperature raise, I jumped up and I saw the big boat that sits out there. I don't know what kind of boat it is. It's huge though. And when I saw them, they were throwing out life jackets to people. And I said, Jesus, please keep me. Just keep me so I can get to my children. Keep me, Lord.
We'll tell you more about what Tia remembers about the accident tonight on KOLR 10. Live in Branson, Frances Lynn, KOLR 10 News, Ozarks First.
Very difficult to hear her side of the story there. And of course, our hearts go out to Tia and her family and all the victims as well. Well, the question many are asking tonight, should the Ride the Ducks vessel have been on the water at all yesterday evening? CBS This Morning posed that question to the president of Ripley Entertainment, which owns Branson's Ride the Ducks. This was his response.
It didn't show that. It was moving at a higher rate of speed from what I know, and I don't have all the details. But to answer your question, no, it shouldn't have been in the water if what happened happened.
Patson also told CBS This Morning that there are life jackets on the duck boats, but passengers by law are not required to wear them. And continuing our team coverage now, Color 10's Crystal Blair is live at State Park Marina. Crystal, you spoke with some people who helped with the rescue efforts.
Absolutely, Heather. The team of people over at the State Park Marina say as soon as they received the call for help, they immediately went into action. The marina team began to secure their area, making sure all of the customers were off the dock. Pat Cox owns State Park Marina.
And then once the storm hit, then we started getting word from the Branson Bell area that one of the ducks was in trouble.
Roger Carpenter, marina manager, says he and the 16-year-old son of Pat Cox hopped in a boat to help. And when the call for help came in, what they were expecting to find and what they actually saw when they arrived on the scene were two different things.
We got out there, we're looking for a boat that was capsized. There was no boat.
When I saw no boat, I saw that it was really serious, and we saw all the debris floating. And then I just got worried, and I was like, "Oh, we really need to pick up the pace and actually search around for these people." I didn't realize it was going to be such a serious incident.
Shortly after, they heard a scream and saw two men who jumped off the Branson Bell to save a lady that was on the dock, but she was already deceased.
I was amazed. He held on to her for 20 minutes, so I got to him and just kept a hold of her so he didn't lose her. And we got her on the boat, got both those guys on the boat, continued searching, and then found another body out there.
I just really was not expecting to see what I saw.
Now, Roger Carpenter told me that they did go back out on the water afterwards to search for more people and only found one more body. Reporting live in Branson, Crystal Blair, Color 10 News, Ozarks First.
Crystal, our thanks to you. You know, this time of year, tourists from all over the country travel to Branson just to enjoy attractions like Ride the Ducks. We spoke with one of those tourists, Braden Malask, who was on the Branson Bell, which was docked on Table Rock Lake. He saw the duck boats struggle in the water. He describes the chaos on board the Bell.
It was pretty much underwater before you seen anybody. It was quick, really quick. We were up so high, so we knew we couldn't really do anything, but there was many people around scrambling, and we were hollering and watching, you know, pointing to other people that we saw there that we knew needed help.
Now, many of you are wondering how you can help the families of the victims. The Table Rock Lake Chamber of Commerce and the Branson Tri-Lakes Chamber of Commerce have partnered with the Skaggs Foundation to collect donations. There's a GoFundMe account set up. You'll find a link to that page on ozarksfirst.com. You can also drop off donations at the Skaggs Foundation office at Cox Medical Center in Branson. Missouri Governor Mike Parson spoke at a news conference this morning. He said there's only one thing the community should be focusing on.
Right now, that's the story that we all should be facing. I know.
And he says that right now the story is we should all be
thoughts and prayers. There's a lot of healing has to take place right now, and right now that's the story that we all should be facing. I know everybody wants to know the details, and all those details will come in time. But for right now, it's about really trying to protect the families, to unite the families, and to deal with the situations they're in. I think that's the most important thing.
Governor Mike Parson in Branson earlier this afternoon. Continuing our team coverage of the Ride the Ducks tragedy, Branson city officials are reaching out to the victims and their families. Color 10's Colin Lingo is live at State Park Marina in Branson to show us how.
Well, it was between last night and this morning that City Hall in Branson became a makeshift shelter for those who were lucky enough to leave here with their life, unfortunate enough to leave here without a place to go. You see, earlier we spoke with Melody Pettit, a spokesperson for the city of Branson. She told us it was the city's fire chief, Ted Martin, who after participating in last night's rescue decided the people who survived needed a place to recover and regather their composure as best they could. Pettit says it was an effort to remind those who may have been stranded or those who may have just lost a loved one that the city they came to visit still cares for them.
We just have a lot of resources here, and so we wanted to open it up and just as an option to say, we're so sorry that you're having to go through this. They're not just guests, but they're our family, and so we want to take care of them as much as we can during this just devastating trauma that's happening to them.
Now, as far as we know, there are no more families left at the City Hall sanctuary. While they were there, though, we're told they were given food, they were given flowers, some were even given hotel rooms, all of those things donated by the people of Branson, the average citizens who stepped up and helped out people they didn't even know. Back to you.
Colin, thank you. A candlelight vigil is happening tonight at 9 o'clock. It'll be at the Brookside Church on State Highway F in Branson. Anyone is welcome to attend. As we continue to investigate this story and bring you the very latest information about the Ride the Ducks tragedy, look for the latest information and updates on ozarksfirst.com. A much nicer weekend ahead for us. Beth has your 7-day forecast next.
You're watching KOLR 10 News, Ozarks First, with David Oliver, Heather Lewis. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner. And sports with Dan Lucy. This is KOLR 10 News at 6. Weather with meteorologist Beth Finello.
Well, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in our area for parts of Texas County, Shannon County, really south central Missouri into north central Arkansas. That will last until 10 o'clock tonight. What that means is storms that do become strong to severe could have the risk for large hail up to golf ball size hail and damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. We had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings earlier this afternoon. We did have a line of storms come through earlier this morning that had some severe weather with that as well. Otherwise, just some localized showers over parts of Springfield over the past 6 hours. Now, we do have the severe threat still in effect for much of our area. In Springfield, we are in the slight risk, which is a 2 out of 5. And in this orange color for parts of north central Arkansas and south central Missouri, that is the enhanced, that is a 3 out of 5. Again, any storms that come strong to severe could have golf ball sized hail and damaging wind gusts. This is why that risk is down here. Look at this. Let me show you. This orange color, that is more moisture. And you can see there's a lot more moisture in north central Arkansas and south central Missouri. That is why that enhanced risk is there. That is also where there is more instability and more fuel for those storms. So if those storms do become strong to severe, they have plenty of fuel to feed on. The other weather story that we're talking about is the heat. We have the heat advisory in effect for the counties in orange, and we have an excessive heat warning in effect for the counties in purple. Both of those are until 8 o'clock tonight. Temperatures are going to be in the middle 90s. Feel like temperatures through much of the evening will be in the triple digits, up to 110 degrees as a feel like temperature right now in Springfield. Looking at temperatures around 92, 91 in Monette, but feel like temperatures still in the triple digits for much of North Arkansas and south and southern Missouri as well. Earlier today, we did feel like temperatures here in Springfield around 105. Throughout the day today, this cold front has been moving from the north through our area. That is what's bringing that chance for severe weather that we will continue to watch through the rest of the evening tonight. Our future cast not showing a whole lot of rain. I think it is underdoing it. I think that we will see more storms through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s for much of the Ozarks, and plenty of sunshine. This is why, because that low pressure system that's bringing in that severe weather to us is going to slowly move east and to the south, and that's where we will stay on that dry side of the storm for much of next week. Overnight tonight, temperatures around 70. A few storms could linger into tonight. Tomorrow, we're looking at less humid conditions, more summer-like, near normal temperatures, upper 80s to lower 90s. Again, mostly sunny as well. And your 7-day, that's really how it looks through all of next week. Temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s and less humid conditions, so we'll feel a little bit better next week.
All right, good news there. And what's our Viewers Club number tonight?
Viewers Club number is 246-843. Our jackpot is currently at $800.
All right, Beth, thank you. Our coverage of the Ride the Ducks tragedy on Table Rock Lake continues after this. Find out how an off-duty Stone County deputy was involved in the effort to rescue those fighting to stay alive in the water. That's next. We continue to cover this developing story. 17 people are dead after a Ride the Ducks boat sank in sudden stormy waters on Table Rock Lake last night. Stone County Sheriff Doug Rader tells us one of his own deputies was on the nearby Branson Bell when it happened.
I had a Stone County deputy that was on the Branson Bell doing off-duty security. He was involved in a rescue. There was employees of the Branson Bell that jumped in and helped with rescue. And there was even passengers that was getting on the Branson Bell assisted in rescuing people.
This tragedy on the lake is just quite frankly breaking the hearts of the people in Branson. We'll show you how members of the community are paying respects to those lost next. Continuing our team coverage tonight of the Ride the Ducks tragedy, Branson Mayor Karen Best may have said it better than anyone else. Sometimes it's okay for people to see you cry. Branson is a grieving community tonight, but as Daniel Shedd reports, it's not without a deep, contagious concern for others.
Over the last 24 hours, there's been a lot that's ebbed and flowed here on Table Rock Lake down in Branson. Last night, we had a death count of 11, and as of tonight, we have a final death count of 17. We also have more questions than answers at this point in the investigation. However, in every storm, there's a silver lining, and for the residents and the tourists in Branson that jumped into heroism, it proves that time will heal all.
When the call went out, they came and they gave, and that's really who we are. Branson is a giving community.
Single flowers laid to rest in darkness sprout into an outpouring of love along Branson's beloved Highway 76. You'd be hard-pressed to find a lonely petal tonight in a lot of cars left behind. Let's face it, we know it was a gloomy day in the Ozarks, but through small gestures, colors now line the strip brighter and stronger than any marquee ever could.
We are definitely a community that comes together in a crisis. We love on each other, we love our citizens, we love our visitors, and at times like this, sometimes all they need is a shoulder to cry on, a hug, and letting people know that we're there and we care. And that is definitely the Branson way.
This is Daniel Shedd reporting. We'll be right back. Our top story continues to develop tonight. We are still waiting for authorities to release the names of the 17 people who died when a Ride the Ducks boat sank on Table Rock Lake. Tonight, several vigils are planned in the Branson area. We'll bring you live coverage tonight at 9 and 10. And you'll find in-depth coverage of this tragedy right now on ozarksfirst.com. Very difficult 24 hours for pretty much everyone here in the Ozarks having to deal with this. Just our hearts go out to all the victims and the first responders as well. Let's get to weather because we do have some watches in our area.
Yes, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 10 o'clock tonight for counties mainly to the east of Springfield, including Texas County, Howell County, really south central Missouri and north central Arkansas. Again, in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. Any storms that do become strong to severe will have large hail and damaging wind gusts as well.
Okay, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. And of course, we will continue to look for updates on the Ride the Ducks tragedy that is underway in the Branson area tonight. Our team coverage continues at 9 o'clock tonight on KOZL Channel 27 and on KOLR10 at 10 o'clock tonight. We will see you then.